YouTube. Thank you so much for watching all our videos. You guys are giving so many good ideas and so many great things to work on in the future, and I can't wait to start introducing them. So we fast forwarded some of this treatment because we didn't want to bore you with all the same stuff that we've shown you in the past. What we really wanted to highlight today was an onycoccyx, or a thick toenail. So as you can see, the left hallux, or the left big toe, is an onycoccyx toenail. And you can see, even with our wire cutters, it's very, very hard to get through that toenail. I'm joking about the wire cutters. They're just the nail nippers. But when a nail is this thick and it hasn't been trimmed for well over 2 years, you can see that it can get quite thick and be so hard to trim through. You have to be very careful because this surrounding tissue can be quite friable or easy to bleed, and you don't want to cut it. And the other thing is the tissue underneath the nail. You want to make sure that you're not trimming any of that. So what you can see is what I'm doing here is I'm going in with my black file to reduce some of the tissue and to clean out all the onychophosis. What this allows me to do is that I can see where the nail ends and where the lifted nail is, and you can see how much debris is in this nail right here. So again, this isn't hurting the patient or anything because that nail is all loose. So you can see there where I'm showing I have a nice loose nail there, so now I can go in and actually trim that toenail. So you can see here I'm going in, trimming the toenail. I don't want to be too aggressive because what I can't do with the nail nipper, I'll be able to do with the file. And you'll see me do that kind of later on with the drill. But here you can see that I'm trying to take off as much as I can with the nail nipper to make my job easier with the drill and reduce all of that lifted toenail. So you see that I am going down the sides. This is not necessarily like, we do mention cut straight across. This is not necessarily going to create, it definitely isn't going to create an ingrown. Because what's happening is we're just taking off all of that loose tissue. Okay, so here you can see I've started to file the nail. So I had filed it with a smaller burr before, and then this is my gold burr. This is my really good burr. This burr is I joke, and it's like a saw blade. It's really, really sharp, and what it does is it can take off a lot more nail. You have to be extremely careful when using it because it is so sharp. So the diagnosis of this toenail is an onycoccyx nail. What is an onycoccyx nail? An onycoccyx nail is a nail disorder that causes toenails to become thick over time. Over time, the nail may become curled, it may go a whitey color, or it may go a yellow color. In this case, the nail is actually taken on a darker kind of brown color. The nail can become so thick that it separates from the nail bed, and you can see when my black spile goes under and I get all that onychococit, it has separated, and it can mask that of a fungal toenail. It looks like onychomycosis because of the thick and the discoloration of the nail, when really it's trauma that causes the nail to change that way. So in this case, the nail had become damaged, and then it's left untreated, and it's gotten worse and worse with time, and it's led to this thick onycoccyx nail, and again, it hasn't been trimmed in probably 2 to 3 years. This condition is more common in older adults. As you get older, you are more likely to experience this condition. And then you can see I switched to my smaller burr here. So the smaller burr is going to help me finish off the debriding with the nail file, and the bigger burr allowed me to take much more off. So again, you can see how thick that nail was at the beginning and how much we were able to take off. So I'm moving fast and trying to get all of the tissue here, and you can see now when we kind of slow down the video just how much of that nail is coming off. And then what I'll do is, again, I'll use my black file to go in and see where all the loose nail is, clean up some more of that onychophosis, because now that lifted nail is allowed it to become more free, and we can take more of it off. So again, with the black file, it is nice to have something that can clean all of this tissue, and when we're done, you'll actually see the cavities of where the onychophosis and the nail was kind of building up and causing indentations in the skin. So unfortunately, this nail has been damaged, and it will grow back thick. However, with routine treatments, you can keep it at a relatively good thickness. And here what I'm doing is I'm grabbing my nail nipper just to clean up some of that tissue. Some of it's still adhered to the nail, and what I'm using is I'm just using the tip of the nippers to clean off a lot of that tissue. And you can see how much I can get off by using that. Again, this is a technique where you just have to be careful because you don't want to hit any of the skin. So that's also why we will debride the nail with the nail file or with the burr so that we can expose this and then we can easily get at it. What this does too is in the corners there's not so much pressure there because that nail gets so thick, it causes so much indentation on the skin that it causes so much pressure and it actually hurts the patient. So here we're cleaning all of that debris up, and you can see that I'm getting even more out of both sides, more than I could with my blacks file. So, I like to switch my approach when I am using the nails file or the nail nippers, and it's just allows me to get some better angles. So you'll see me switch to a forehand grip and then to a backhand grip. And again, I'll kind of go back and forth using the blacks file, the burr, and the nail nipper just to make sure that everything gets clean. And so you can see at the base there's just that onychophosis. So we're just kind of cleaning up some of that dead skin and really finishing off this nail is going to feel much, much better for the patient. So you got to move fast with the burr. Again, you don't want to cause any increase in temperature for the patient to feel pain, but you can see there how we can kind of clean that nail nice. And so we're just kind of doing our finishing touches here. Again, this nail probably has been trimmed in approximately 2 to, if not more, 3 years. So we're just finishing it to take all of that pressure off of the toe. And you can see how uncomfortable that would be in a shoe. So I've finished everything now, and what I'm doing is I'm just cleaning the foot with some alcohol, make sure everything's nice and clean, try and kill any debris that might be, or any bacteria or microbes that might be there. And you can see that nail is you can see its finished look, and you can see where the nail was applying all of that pressure and how much pain that would have been for the patient. So it's going to feel so much better for the patient. Luckily, you can also notice that she just has it on the patient just has it on the left big toe. So luckily, it's not both big toenails. Her skin is quite dry, so I am just putting some moisturizer.
My daughter, she does clean skin all below and thing and all.
Yeah.
And massage it, but toe she can't interfere.
Yeah. Well, and when your nail's that thick, it's hard to cut, right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Thank you, Matthew.
No problem.
Give your baby a kiss for me.
I definitely will. I can't wait to see him, to tell you the truth. It makes it harder and harder to stay at work.
Little baby, young my one get big.
Yeah.
And the young one that they don't want kids.
Yes.
They don't want kids, so you have to need a great grand, you know?
Yeah. I'll help you with your shoes here.
Are you ready, shoe, Matthew? That's okay.
Just so that then you don't slide when you stand up. Alright. Do you need help with your cane?
No.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, really good to see you. Have a good
I'm glad to
Thanksgiving.
see you
I wish
too.
you all the best with everything, okay?
All right.
Yes, good luck with everything.
And take good care of that baby for me.
I definitely will, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
All right.